This is Detroit Sports World Talk. My name is Maurice Lewis. The Detroit Lions is making some noise in this year's free agency, and you gotta love it. My man's Quinn, he's doing a great job, and he's making some splash moves. And, he's making the team better. Number one, making the team better, making this team a playoff contender. And that's what I like to see. Big time improvements. You know what? I'm going to name all these improvements for you because we need these improvements for us to get back to the playoff. We need it. So let's start with this. Paul Worrilow. A lot of people sleep on this man. But, yeah, he got his spot took when he was with the Falcons. He had a younger guy that was a lot more athletic than him, probably a better coverage reader. But you know what? This guy was one of the best tacklers on that Falcons team. And we got him. It was a steal. Definitely an upgrade in our linebacker position because our linebackers, a little bit suspect. I mean, I liked Whitehead. Whitehead probably was the only guy that I could probably trust. But I like the signing of that. That's something that we needed to address. And who knows, we could probably still go into this year's draft and grab a linebacker. But to get one, and we already know what he can do. To get one in free agency is even better. Because that's not something that we drastically need to address now that we got this guy. A guy that a lot of people slept on too in this year's free agency is Darren Fells. This guy was one of the best blockers, best blocking tight ends in the league. And you know what? Quinn's trying to literally protect Matthew Stafford. That is like the key to success. And you got a really good blocking tight end for cheap. He was one of the best blocking tight ends in the league. And a lot of people passed up on him. I'm glad he's here. I'm glad we need to protect Matthew Stafford. I'm happy about that. Adding depth at the defensive tackle positions. Akeem Spence. He's a decent defensive tackle. He probably got a lot of coverage sacks. But you know what? It adds depth to the defensive tackle position. And I like that, And we got him for cheap. So, same here with Washington. We got him for cheap too. Defensive end. He's not a starter. Cornelius, Washington. He's not a starter, but definitely a guy that can come in and do work. I seen him with the Chicago Bears. He was actually a decent player. And he's still got a couple years left in him. So that was a good signing too as well. DJ Hayden. A lot of people slept on this man. Injuries has plagued this man's career. Literally. But you know what? At one point, he was one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Until injuries. So, the Lions gave him a chance. That's something that we drastically needed to improve on. He does really good in the nickel. I like that. I love it. It adds great depth to that position. Something that we drastically need. And then we don't really drastically need to address it in the draft, even though, we still need some more cornerbacks. And, free agency is not over with yet. There's still more cornerbacks out there to sign, but it adds depth. Okay? Last but not least, our best free agent guy that we got, WAGNER. He was one of the best offensive tackles, offensive linemen in the league out of Baltimore. And we paid him. He deserves it. We need to protect Matthew Stafford. We got a really good blocker. I love it. I really do love that signing because we have literally addressed all important positions that we really needed. We added depth. We really did. So I love it. I like the fact that we got rid of DeAndre Levy. He wasn't really doing nothing for Detroit. I mean, at one point he was a great linebacker, but like I said, at one point he was a great linebacker, and he was just sitting there. He was stealing money from Detroit. I'll say that a million times. He was stealing money from Detroit. So there's some other guys still out there. TJ Lang visited the Lions, and he was one of the best blocking offensive linemen in the league for Aaron Rodgers. So, let's hope that we could probably get, a chance in stealing him. Once again, it adds depth, and we could use all the help in the world when it comes to helping Matthew Stafford get us to the next level. A small signing that we had today, I don't really care for this too much, but at the same time, it adds depth to our receiving core. Keshawn Martin. We can really use him in the punt return, kick return game. However, he's bounced around the league. He's been through a couple teams, and he's just not one of those players that can find a home or stay consistent in his play. He can't. So that's one of the things that I kind of questioned. Yeah, he's a hometown guy from Michigan State, but all I can say is let's see what that man can do, especially for us. So free agency ain't over with yet. So if anything happens, I'll be the first to let you know. If you want to let me know something, hit me up, drop a comment, drop a like. My name is Maurice Lewis. You can follow me on Twitter, DET Sports World. That's DET Sports World. Thank you. Have a good one.